summary of whatever I spoke just now for the chapter number 2 is we learn about that one. We are not this body first. As a sober person, he is not bewildered by these changes because we take the birth, go to the youth, adult, family, everything, and then old age, disease, and the death. This change, no matter what, it will come. And having these changes, a sober person, the intelligent person, is not bewildered by these changes. So that's what our understanding is. And that on top of that, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should understand your responsibility as a kshatriya, what your responsibility is. Based on his excuses, what he gave in his chapter number 1, all the 5 excuses. One of them is, if I'm going to kill them, means I'm going to acquire all the sinful activities, because these are my teacher, these are my guru, grandfathers, my brothers, cousin brothers. There are so many people, they are going to die. If I'm going to kill them, then I will have all those sin. But now in the chapter 2, Krishna says that those are not sin, because you are not killing their soul. Soul is like immortal, is eternal, is a spirit soul. They are, you cannot kill them, you cannot burn them, cull them, cut them. All the Krishna is giving all the reasons for that you are not killing anyone, because they are in the temporary body, and this body has to be pass it on from one body to another body. And as Prabhupada mentioned that there are 8.4 million species in that one, and you are going through that cycle. So with going that cycle, what we are happening is we are taking the new body. As soon I will leave this body, the another body, based on my activities and the karma, the another body is already prepared, is ready, right? But we are thinking that I'm going to be permanently sitting in this body. That is our concept, right? But one day we have to leave this body, and that one day is, could be after 20 years, it could be after 20 minutes, or could be after 20 seconds. We don't know. That is the dilemma for us. But we think that we are permanent, we are happy, this house is permanent, I will live forever, right? So many times we heard. Sorry. So we keep on going in that consciousness. Now from chapter 2 to chapter 3 is Krishna is giving that as his message for us in this Kali Yuga is, what is our responsibility, how we can perform our duties. That duty, what Krishna is telling Arjuna is, as a Kshatriya, you have to fight, you have to protect your kingdom, and you won't get any sinful thing, because you are doing the right things, you are doing your job. So now, as part of your activities, what you have to do is, you have to perform all the activity and offer to me. So now we will go to the chapter number 3, where we will understand the karma yoga. And there is, after chapter 4, chapter 5 is again talk about the karma yoga in Krishna consciousness. So let's read chapter number 3. So if you open your book, first shloka, Arjuna is asking question. It's very good question actually. So which will relate. Arjuna said, O Janardhan, O Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare if you think that the intelligent is better than the fruity works? If you try to understand this question is, if that intelligent person, if the sober person, if I have to become that Gyan person, why you want me to do this fruitive activity? If I kill everyone, I will win the battle, I will kill all the kingdoms, then all the fruity work I am going to get. So why you want to engage me there instead of I will go and get the Gyan? Right? Perform the devotion service. Why you are forcing me to do this one? And let's see Prabhupada purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, has very elaborately described the constitutions of the soul in the previous chapter, with the view to delivering his intimate friends Arjuna from the ocean of material grief, and the path of the relations has been recommended. Buddhi Yoga, or the Krishna consciousness. Sometimes Krishna consciousness is misunderstood to be the inertia, and one with such misunderstanding often withdraw to a secluded places to become fully Krishna consciousness by chanting the holy name of the Lord Krishna. But without being trained in the philosophy of the Krishna consciousness, It is not advisable to chant the holy name of the Krishna in a secluded place where one may acquire only the cheap adorations from the innocent public. Arjuna also thought of Krishna consciousness or Buddhi Yoga or intelligence in the spiritual advancement of the knowledge as some things like retirement from active life and the practice of the penances and the austerity at the secluded place. In other words, he wanted to skillfully avoid the fighting by using the Krishna consciousness as an excuse, but as a sincere student, he placed the matter before his master and cautioned Krishna at his best course of actions. In answer, Lord Krishna elaborately explained Karma Yoga or work in Krishna consciousness in this third chapter. So here Prabhupada what is trying to explain is, so getting the intelligence, people will interpret that okay, reading the Shastras, getting the Gyan is nothing but the Krishna consciousness. But that is not the true thing is. Krishna and the Prabhupada says that people will think I will go to the secluded places and I will get the Gyan and I will achieve the Krishna consciousness. That's not possible. He was thinking that this is all come by the practice. Practice is what we are reading now, we are also slowly going to implement in our day-to-day activities. It's not like you just go to the mountain and secluded place and just chant, because mind is so troublesome that it won't help you there, because it's a Kali Yuga. Our minds are not that powerful. We cannot focus our mind. And Krishna, Arjuna himself is telling that Krishna, I can control everything with my bow and arrows, but I am not able to control my mind. When Arjuna himself standing in front of Krishna, he is saying that I am not able to control my mind. Think about ourselves. It's very difficult. If you close your eyes and meditate for 15 minutes, you will have 15 thoughts. It's not easy, right? So that's where the Prabhupada is saying that going to the secluded place is not going to become like a fully Krishna consciousness. We have to practice as is mentioned by our acharyas in the Kali Yuga, because just having the Buddhi Yoga, just having the knowledge or intelligence is not helpful. We have to keep on practicing as mentioned by the acharyas. So the acharya says in simple words, Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya. Shraddha means start building the faith, Shraddha. Sadhu Sangha means associations of the acharyas and the devotees. And then Bhajan Kriya. So there are 9 processes. We will read each one of them in detail. But now we are in the stage that our Shraddha is not solid. Our faith is not very permanent or very firm. Our faith, right? It will be as soon as someone will say something, हम लोग उसके में बह जाते हैं आराम से. फिर किसी ने कुछ दूसरा बोला रहे नहीं ऐसा कर दो, वहाँ बह जाते हैं. बिकॉज नाउ इन दिस टेक्नोलॉजी वर्ल्ड ज्ञान बांटने वालों की कमी नहीं है. आप फेसबुक उठाइए, टेले वहाँ उठाइए, कोई बोलेगा आप इसको ऐसे घिसके करेंगे तो आपकी त्वचा सही हो जाएगी, आप इमीडिएटली करना शुरू करते हैं. होता है, राइट? ये इज नॉट आई एम सेइंग दैट यू इज मी ऑल्सो इज द सेम थिंग, राइट? इफ समथिंग इज मोर एप्लीकेबल, वो इसे आयुर्वेदिक इलाज है वो कर ही लेते हैं इसको, राइट? और हम लोग करते हैं वो. तो इसी तरीके से अपने अब किसी ने बोला भैया आप खांसी कर रहे हैं, आप इसमें ये उबालिए, जीरा उबालिए, काला मिर्च उबालिए, उसको करके पी लेने से अब कोई तो दिक्कत नहीं है. लेट्स डू इट. Instead of going to the doctor and referring to the right Ayurvedic teacher, I will perform all the 20 activity and then finally I will go to the Ayurvedic teacher. Right? So these knowledges are floating everywhere in the electronic worlds. And now in the COVID, if you can't believe that, 20 different recipe came to remove the COVID virus. And finally we got the shot. You remember, right? So people were thinking, okay, you have to take nimbu and you have to take ghee on your nose. You have to drink rasam on every time. All the recipe, if you search in the WhatsApp group, the floating like multiple times, people are throwing their informations. This is what the Kali Yuga. People are coming up now to make their numbers and their subscription. There are so many things. You can't, I think we all know that, that's the truth. But here the Krishna says that if you follow that kind of thing until you will build your faith, Shraddha is not there, and Sadhu Sangha. These true thing is the prominent to progress in Krishna consciousness. There is no other way. You have to have a faith 100% that no one can divert my consciousness, that this is what the faith I have to perform. I have to chant, I have to perform all my activities as prescribed in Bhagavad Gita, as mentioned by the acharyas. We have to follow them instead of like 20 ज्ञान बांटने वाले लोग जो हमारे आजकल overnight they are creating their small clip or videos to make the numbers. That's the thing is now it's happening. Everyone is throwing their own knowledge. That's why Prabhupada says that before he wrote the Bhagavad Gita as it is, there were some 800 version of Bhagavad Gita printed and spread across it. Some of them are Bhagavad Gita this size, small. They were thinking that what is my understanding of Bhagavad Gita? They created over the book. So people think, okay, instead of reading as it is 700 shloka, better I will take this. People are creating what is the Arjuna's understanding from Krishna. They created their own book. So there are multiple versions. Not only the Indian people, American people also went into India, meet so many sadhu and mahatma, and they created their own Bhagavad Gita. Everyone, I can tell you, I can this is what happened in the world, and they are not going through the as it is book. And I read it Bhagavad Gita before reading the Prabhupada book as it is, each shlokas and translation, and I read it. I didn't even understand actually. It was very difficult because they put their own conceptions. So Krishna is not helping to get me those knowledge. So now here Prabhupada is clearly mentioning that we have to understand from the parampara, and he is going to explain this chapter very clearly the how to get this knowledge and perform your activities. Let's go to next shloka. Shloka number 3.2. Mataji, you want to read? Jigna Mataji?
Sure. 3.2,
Yeah,
second paragraph, right?
correct. Second shloka,
Text 2,
translation, my
right?
intelligent.
Text 2. My intelligence is bewildered by your equivocal instructions. Therefore, please tell me decisively which will be most beneficial for me. Purport: in the previous chapter, as a prelude to the Bhagavad Gita, many different paths were explained, such as uh,
Sankhya Yoga.
Sankhya Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, control of the senses by intelligence, work with fruitive desire, and the position of the neophyte. This was all presented unsystematically. A more organized outline of the path would be necessary for action and understanding. Arjuna therefore wanted to clear up these apparently confusing matters so that any common man could accept them without misinterpretation. Although Krishna had no intention of confusing Arjuna by any jugglery of words, Arjuna could not follow the process of Krishna consciousness, either by inertia or by active service. In other words, by his questions, he is clearing the path of Krishna consciousness for all students who seriously want to understand the mystery of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So now, so this is the part of the previous questions. What he's saying that, but with your two equivocal instructions, okay, do this or this. I want the more clarity that what I should do now, right? Let's go to the shloka number 3. Aparna Mataji, you want to read? You have Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah,
right?
one second. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand empirical, philosophical speculation, and others by devotional service. But in the teachers, namely Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. In this verse, the Lord explained the same more clearly. Sankhya Yoga or analytical study of nature of spirit and matter is the subject matter of for a person who are inclined to speculate and understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy. The other class of men work in a Krishna consciousness as it explained in 61st verse of second chapter. The Lord has explained also in 39 verse that, that by working by the principle of buddhi yoga or Krishna consciousness, one can be relieved from the bonds of action. And furthermore, there is a no flow in the process. The same principle is more clearly explained in the 61st verse that is that this yoga is to depend entirely on a supreme, more specifically on Krishna. And in this way, all the sense can be brought under control very easily. Therefore, both the yogas are interdependent as a religion and philosophy. Religion without philosophy is a sentiment or sometimes fantasism, while philosophy without religion is a mental speculation. The ultimate goal is Krishna because the philosophers who are also sincerely searching after the absolute truth come in the end to Krishna consciousness. This is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The whole process is to understand the real position of self in relation or a supreme self. The indirect process is philosophical speculation by which gradually one may come to the point of Krishna conscious, and the other process is directly connected everything with the Krishna in Krishna consciousness. Of this too, the path of Krishna consciousness is better because it does not depend on purifying the sense by philosophical process. Krishna consciousness is it's itself the purifying process, and by the direct method of devotional service is a simultaneously easy and sublime.
Sublime. Very nice. So here, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that I already explained the two class of men. The two class of men is one is the completely categorized into the relations by inclined by the empirical and the philosophical speculations. One piece of people is more like a science kind of people. They will go to the philosophical doing the practice thing this, and another is completely devotional service, who take the intelligence from the Krishna, read the Krishna's instructions, follow the acharya, and perform the devotional service, and then they will understand the Krishna consciousness. And the Prabhupada very clearly mentioned that one both are important. What he's mentioning is, therefore, both the yogas are interdependent as the religious and the philosophical. Religion without the philosophy is sentiments or sometimes fanatisms, while the philosophy without the religion is mental speculations. So Krishna is saying that the philosophical people who are very Mayavadi people, right? They will give lot of lectures, but they never talk about the Krishna. They will give so much of gyan baatte rahenge, then end what Krishna wants. What in the beginning of the class in the Bhagavad Gita, what I said is, we like Bhagavad Gita because I want to read it. I want whatever the I want wala concept aata hai, but we never tried that what he want, right? We try to understand Krishna by, okay, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है सुनने में, मेरे को कन्वीनियंट ऐसे होता है मंदिर जाने में, 6 महीने में एक बार जाने को ही टाइम मिलता है अपने को, या फर्स्ट ईयर में न्यू ईयर में ही जाने को मिलता है, या जन्मदिन में ही जाने को मिलता है. आई एम गोइंग बेस्ड ऑन माई कन्वीनियंस. But Bhagavad Gita is not that one. These are all philosophical things because of time constraint, because of all the restrictions, because of my, you can give multiple excuses not to follow regularly, right? And you will be doing based on your convenience things. So now the Krishna is talking about the completely opposite. Do what I said. This is what he is forcing Arjuna. You are not listening to me. You are talking like an intelligent person, but you are a fool. But what I said, do it. And eventually he's saying that now I tell me what I should do. That's where we need to bring ourselves in that faith that Krishna, now I give up everything. please tell me what I should do now. That is the place, that is the level first we need to come. We still not executing the instruction what he's saying. At least we need to bring up to that level where I would start saying that, Krishna, I live my life some 40 years, some says 50 years. Now please tell me what are my responsibilities. This is where the chapter in the Krishna consciousness, where the karma yoga is start, and chapter number 5 it says the karma in the Krishna consciousness. So at this point, there are the two type of people. So far our life is all philosophical. Now we are trying to move into the devotional, right? So they are the two category of the people. So both are interdependent. Krishna's Prabhupada says that one, that without the religious, without the philosophy is sentiments. Just you are doing the religions, you are doing the arti, you don't know the why you are doing it, how to do it, what is the process to do it, how, why is needed, why we needed these morning prayers, morning arti and offering at the murat kal. Without knowing that one, you are just doing it because my mother used to do it, and sometime you didn't get the time and you are doing at the 11 o'clock also arti. Oh, there is nothing difference. So instead of morning 6 o'clock, you are start doing 11 o'clock because, yeah, my mother used to do early morning, but now I'm doing 11 o'clock because that is more convenient because I get up at 10 o'clock. So now you are doing all philosophical and a mechanical process. You are not doing what is prescribed by the Acharya, because Acharya says that all the person in the home, they should be get up before the sunrise. How many of us get up sunrise? And we have to perform our Brahma Murat Kal activity at the morning. But we won't do until the breakfast is over. And that happened at the 9 or 10 o'clock. Then there is no time for Krishna because we didn't finish our breakfast. Then we will do our own mechanical thing. That's where the challenges in our life is, because we want to follow as per our convenient. We have to bring our mindset that what he wants, and he says that before 8 o'clock our all the morning activity has to be done, but most of the time we start after 8. Right? So it's not easy. Bhakti is for us also, for me also, after practicing almost 14 years, sometimes it's challenge, it's very difficult. मॉर्निंग गेटअप इज, ओ आज माइंड विल से, ओ टुडे इज सैटरडे, ओके एक दिन तो बनता है, सो जाते हैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा. माइंड नेक्स्ट डे संडे भी ऐसी हो जाएगा, फिर मंडे लॉन्ग वीकेंड होगा, इज आफ्टर लॉन्ग वीकेंड आया, आफ्टर सो मेनी डेज, ओके लेट्स एंजॉय. So mind will always trick, right? So now we have to try to practice what is says by the Krishna. We don't have to bring, okay, आज चलता है वाला लेके आएंगे ना तो कल भी चलेगा, परसों भी चलेगा, वो चलते रहेगा, right? We never able to learn that practice. So Krishna says that we have to focus on getting the buddhi yoga, getting the intelligence, getting the knowledge, and perform our devotional service. Makes sense, right? Once you practice, one point you realize that today was my one of the best day. You will start realizing that one, and next day morning, before alarm, 10 minutes before, your eyes will open, and now the mind will trick, oh abhi to alarm baja nahi hai, or you will say, no, let's get up before the alarm. There are two things. You have to practice that, okay, let's get up before the alarm, but mind will say, oh abhi to 4 ही बजा है, 4:30 का अलार्म लगाया था, आधे घंटे भी और सो सकते हैं. Mind will bring that kind of thought all the time. For me also it happens. Today I was late actually. So but we have to bring our this routine, that what he wants, not what I wants. When that will happen, then you say that, okay, I am on the right path, at least I started. Make sense? So now the thing is, both are important, philosophical knowledge and the buddhi yoga, and finally we have to practice the devotion service. Let's do one more shloka, 3.4. I will read 3.4. It says that not by merely abstaining from the work can one achieve the freedom from the reactions, nor by renunciations alone can one attain the perfections. It's very nice. Purport: the renounced order of life can be accepted when one has been purified by the discharge of the prescribed form of duties which are laid down just to purify the heart of materialistic men. Without purifications, one cannot attain the success by abruptly adopting the fourth order of life, which is sannyas. According to empirical philosopher, simple by adopting the sannyas or retiring from the fruitive activity, one at once become as good as Narayan. But Lord Krishna does not approve this principle. Without purification of heart, sannyas is simple a disturbance to the social order. On the other hand, if someone take to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance in the cause is accepted by the Lord. Buddhi Yoga. Swa alpam api asya dharmasya tadayat mahato bhayat. Even a slight performance of such a principle enable one to overcome the great difficulties. So again, Krishna is saying that just reaching directly says that I am going to take the sannyas is not acceptable. We have to purify our heart. We have to bring. So the fourth order of is the sannyas. First order is brahmachari, grastha, vanaprasth, and then sannyas. These are the four stages, right? So he is saying that in our grastha life also we can perform the activities like a sannyas, right? So after our grastha life, where we are working and having the children's and all the activities, and the age will come around 50s and above, then we have to go to the vanaprastha things. We usually say that now vanaprastha start at age 65 because our retirement is 65. So after the retirement, we have to perform the vanaprastha activities where I'm not working for this, but I'm preparing myself and getting into the devotional, where the more spiritual life, where I'm not engaged into like grasta life kind of things, having the like generating the children's and that kind of thing, but I'm in the vanaprasth. And then vanaprasth, this kali yuga is not recommended the sannyas life for everyone. That's the whole point is the Prabhupada also. Prabhupada didn't recommended everyone, okay, you become a sannyas. He picked few people so that there should be more guru and acharya, but not everyone. But first process is through the chanting process, through our shravanam and the kirtanam process, we have to purify our heart. And then if you do a small activity of the devotional service, that was the line, even the slight performance of such principle enable one to overcome great difficulties. So that small bhakti if you do, then you can reach to the very high level. That's what the thing is. We don't have to become like a sannyas. We can still perform. So purification of heart will happen as we discussed, I think, few class back. Our heart is uh, what is that? What I'm looking for that word is infected by so many demons, so many anarthas is there in our heart, right? And now the demons live in our heart: lust, anger, greed, jealous, all the things, just name it. Maybe someone has less quantity, 1 out of 10, maybe someone has only one, very less, but still those anarthas are there. To bring the Krishna, bring the Paramatma in our heart, we have to remove those anartha first. Clean our heart, purifications of the heart. During the purifications, if you perform small bhakti, the Krishna says that will reach to the very high level. And Prabhupada also mentioned in the further, we will heard that after performing some activities, let's say there are so many people join the Bhagavad Gita, they chanted for few rounds for 6 months and 1 year, and due to some reason they were thinking that I want to take a break for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months, and now is more than 5 years they are not coming. But Prabhupada says that if you perform small activities also in this birth and you forgot to continue in this birth and the next birth, Krishna remember that more. Whenever you will come as a human form after that cycle, then Prabhupada or the Krishna make sure that you will start from there. But you have to go through that cycle again. So then why we have to perform that? But the good part is Krishna never forgot that you did something in your previous birth. He will help you, right? Some people, as I saw in our Krishna consciousness, some people join the Krishna consciousness at the age of 70 also, and some kids they are joining at from the birth, and they are performing and they remember the Bhagavad Gita very quickly at the age of 5. So the age of 5, he already did so many pious activities, and he born in the devotees family now, and now he's performing from the child. And for us, we were not fortunate. We did very small, but now we are getting the opportunity at the age of 40 and 50. You see? So now why we have to take a risk and going through the cycle again and come back and perform from there. The good part is Krishna is giving that opportunity. Then now we know that we are healthy enough, we can perform our duties. So continue from there. Make sense? So now I will stop here. We will go some question answers and then understanding. So this karma yoga is and eventually the Krishna is telling in the later part of this chapter is whatever you do, you have to offer to me. That is the period. If you make gulab jamun, first offer to me, then eat everything. If you make very nice sabji, offer to me, because it's all produced is by directly indirectly is coming from Krishna only. But if you don't offer, then he is giving the reason that what you will eat, you will eat all sinful things. That is the part is very scary, look like very हमने तो कभी सोचा नहीं, हमने तो इतने सारे फ्रूट्स लाए खुद ही खा रहे हैं, एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, कभी गुलाब जामुन खा रहे हैं, फ्रूट्स खा रहे हैं, लड्डू खा रहे हैं, जहाँ जो मिल जाता फटाफट खा लेते हैं, भगवान के बारे में सोचते नहीं कि भगवान ने दिया है, भगवान ये आपका ही दिया हुआ है। एटलीस्ट मनस सेवा करना चाहिए, हमें माइंड में ही एटलीस्ट रिमेंबर करना चाहिए थैंक यू सो मच। अगर हम लोग ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं विच हैपन्स, सो स्टिल वी हैव टू प्रे एंड थैंक हिम दैट बिकॉज ऑफ यू आई एम गेटिंग दिस। If we start practicing slowly, then whenever you start eating or utilizing his stuff, you thank him. That's what he want actually. That is the part of Krishna consciousness. So when you start doing that one, then slowly what will happen is everything becomes spiritualized. You are
Mhm.
using your house, you are thanking him. You are getting the salary, thanking him, because of you I got this salary. Now you are buying some nice clothes, thank him. Please, this is because of you I got it, right?
Mhm.
And thanks to your parents, because of your parents we got this birth. So everywhere we have to give the thanks no matter what, because sometime the people will give the some, there are a lot of the situation you will come that, oh why I have to thank at this point. Still there is no wrong, right? So as a devotee, then when you practice, then slowly you become the humble, because you start when most of the time say, oh he didn't say good morning to me, why I should say good morning. होता है कितनी बार, राइट, कि भाई उसने हरे कृष्णा बोला नहीं, मैं क्यों बोलूँ, हम तो सीनियर हैं. There is nothing wrong, you should start, at least be as an example for others, right? So we have to bring our consciousness up to that level where we should be starting and being as an example. Like I always says, achar vichar and prachar. By your character and your behavior, then your prachar will be better. Then you can give example to your children and to your parents that okay you should do this, right? So with that, we are almost at 10:20. Let's, any questions, any thoughts?
ये थॉट हम लोग जो बात कर रहे हैं तो इट वाज काइंड ऑफ फन एंड जोकिंग वे। तो हम लोग बोल रहे थे कि कौन सा जन्म अच्छा है। सो आई सेड हम लोग जो इतना सोच रहे हैं, इतना अपने बारे में सोच रहे हैं, इतना क्या होगा कल। तो I said to my son that I think I'll rather have a animal life because they don't have to think anything. They are
Yeah.
just doing their own thing and they are surviving. हम लोग ये करना है तो ये अच्छा होगा, वो करो तो वो अच्छा होगा, ये करो तो it's a
Intentions
lot
बहुत
things
है।
in human life.
So
But
और
आप,
rather have, and sometimes I feel that यहाँ पर मेरे ख्याल से एनिमल कुत्ते की लाइफ ज्यादा अच्छी है because they have been pampered so well.
Yeah, we have to be very, very careful when we think, because Krishna
Mm.
again will read Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam. So at the time of the death, we don't know our time of death is today or tomorrow or maybe after 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So
Mm.
whenever you remember that, oh, I wish dog की life US में बड़ी अच्छी है, then whatever you remember at the time of the death, he will say Tathastu.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm very serious. That is, there is the example of Bharat Maharaj. At the time of the death, he remembered the deer and he got the deer. There are so many cases. So, and now you are saying the dog life, there is no guarantee that you will be dog in the US. You may be dog in the some India, some gali mein. You won't
No,
get
and
the
even in US, there are a lot of people who get
yeah.
the pets and they abuse, and there is
Abuse.
actually a animal police.
Police, yeah. No, no, yeah. There are,
Yeah,
you can report that
yeah,
the animal cruelty. There are the people, they will
correct,
come to your home, and if you have lot of pets and you are not taking care, my neighbor complained, they will come and they will take all my pets. And now
correct.
you don't know that what kind of life. But the thing is, our whole purpose of reading Bhagavad Gita is we have to come out of this birth and death. Why
Mm.
we have to think that I want the animal life, bird life, or human life?
No, no, because
Really?
why I was thinking that because when I try to watch the movie and the Smithsonian and
Yeah,
History Channel and all, so I mean how they are working, how they are doing their duty, and they go back to their things. They don't have to do anything for their, they I don't know whether they are thinking
yeah.
about themselves or it's kind of
नहीं,
Yeah.
अगर
so
आपको हमको सोचना ही है, हमें ऐसा सोचना है, भगवान आप मुझे जो भी बर्थ देंगे मुझे मंजूर है, बट मुझे उस बर्थ में ऐसा देना है कि मैं आपकी सर्विस कर सकूं, भक्ति कर सकूं।
Mm.
that's
आप वो
and
ही
with
मांगना है, अगर आपको
yes,
मुझे जन्म भी देना है। यही बोला है एक कथा में, एक चैतन्य महाप्रभु जो कृष्णा भगवान ही है, 500 साल पहले आए थे। व्हाट ही सेज, ना धनम न जन्म न सुंदरीम ना कविता व जगत ईश्वर काम है, मम जन्मनि जन्मनि ईश्वरे भक्तिर भवती अहितुकी त्वयि। मुझे ना जन्म चाहिए, ना पैसा चाहिए, ना ब्यूटीफुल वाइफ चाहिए। अगर मुझे जन्म देना ही है, जन्म आफ्टर जन्म, गिव मी सो दैट आई कैन परफॉर्म द भक्ति।
Mm.
ये हमारा कॉन्शियसनेस होना चाहिए। जब हम ये सोचने लगेंगे, भगवान बोलेगा ऐसे भक्त की मुझे वहां जरूरत नहीं है, ये तो गोलोका वृंदावन में मेरे घर में आके रहना चाहिए। हमारा होल पर्पस है कि आई शुड नॉट कम बैक हियर इन दिस दुकालयम, नो मैटर इफ आई विल गिव यू द बर्थ इन बकिंगम पैलेस, इन ब्रिटिश रॉयल फैमिली, स्टिल यू विल बी सफरिंग,
yes,
because this is
yes,
Dukhalyam. You will
that's
have to
right.
go through all the pain, old age, and disease, no matter what. Maybe you have 10 servants, you have billionaires. You can take the example of all the Steve Jobs, Michael Jacksons, and so many celebrity. They took the painkiller and they give up their life. They have $1 billion, $1 million, and Steve Jobs have $8 billion in cash, and he was thinking someone can give me this pancreas to replace this pancreas cancer. What the money will do? Nothing. So this is Dukhalyam. Whatever we are in the situation, we have to always, as I said, we have to thank him.
Mm.
Please.
So that's why, Miss Lakshmanji, I'm telling that human mind is Dukhalayam only. Trust me,
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
it's better to be like sometime I feel animal doesn't think anything. They just do their duty and
yeah.
they go away.
Yeah,
So
some
it's
animals are fortunate, like a cows.
yeah,
The
Mm.
cows in Vrindavan, animal in Vrindavan, they are fortunate that they took the birth in Vrindavan, because whoever will took the birth in Vrindavan and leave the body in Vrindavan, guaranteed they will go to Goluka Vrindavan. That is the as per Shastras. But is everyone is going? Is not guarantee. But most of them, yes, they are going. That was the our Goswami says. So our Bandar, all the monkeys in the Vrindavan, they are fortunate because they took birth previously like Rishi Munis, but some of them, because of the reason they came as a vanar, as a thing, they perform their duties and then they will go back. So our activity as a practice is we have to think always, as we discussed few weeks back about Jigna Mataji. We have to pray for others all the time,
yes,
every time, no matter if it is our enemy also, just भगवान से बोलना है कि उसको सद्बुद्धि दो, उसका अच्छा करे, है ना। पहला फर्स्ट थिंग, नेवर एवर ब्रिंग एनी द्वेष, लाइक कि उसका बुरा हो जाए। because these
Mm,
are the anarthas is there. We never
mm,
ever have to think that for a second, and always thinking that no matter what birth we will get, I have to perform devotional service.
mm,
And they are the three things. Yesterday we are having Bhagavad Gita separate class. I was saying that our practice is three things. One is we have to take this Krishna consciousness seriously with full faith. First thing, you have to write it down. These three things. Take the Krishna consciousness, give this Krishna consciousness to other people.
mm,
Because Krishna says that whoever preach my glories to other, he is my very, very dear friend in chapter 8. और किसी को नहीं बोला कृष्णा ने कि ही इज माई डियर फ्रेंड, सिर्फ जो मेरे इस ज्ञान को, इस नॉलेज को दूसरे को देता है, ही इज माई डियर फ्रेंड. हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं एटलीस्ट. सो आई वॉज रिक्वेस्टिंग टू प्रीच टू योर फ्रेंड्स, bring them to these classes, you will get the spiritual credit. These are the two things. And third is detachment. How? Because
Yes,
we are
that is
so,
important.
all three are important actually. You want
Yeah,
to become
yeah,
a
all
dear
three
friend
are
of Krishna.
important, but I know some they are so kind of
difficult to
some
do.
mind cannot take it lot of things.
No,
I have
it's
seen it. They are not ready to take it.
no.
So I don't know how to explain them.
Practice. No, no, I will tell you. Simple thing. When you send your child to the school, right, for A for apple, I know it's very simple.
Yeah.
Do you think he like it? No. But we are
Mm,
pushing them. Keep on pushing them. We know that is good for him. Eventually, he has to learn that knowledge and get his life independent kind of thing, right? So we still push him. He will cry. He will जमीन में लेट जाएगा, रोएगा, फिर भी हम उसको
Yeah, yeah,
घसीटते हुए स्कूल में छोड़ के आते हैं. Because we know is good for him. अब
yeah.
ना हम लोग बड़े हो गए हैं तो हम किसी को घिसेड़ के इस क्लास में नहीं लेके आ पा रहे. हमें
Yes.
मालूम नहीं अच्छा है उनके लिए,
Mm.
राइट. आप अपने हस्बैंड को कह सकते हैं कि आप ज्वाइन करिए. आप इतना आसान है नहीं.
No.
करेक्ट.
I cannot even tell him. I know him.
अगर छोटा बच्चा
It's
होता
not
तो अपने
easy
साथ
for
आप
me.
लेके आते थे, है ना. तो
No, the one thing I realized that being here in America, अभी इंग्लिश में तो हम लोग थैंक यू बोलते हैं